Eagle Nation, we know Jalen Hurts has a big payday coming soon, but is A.J. Brown now forcing the hand? We'll break all that down and even dropping a funny surprise about Nick Sirianni that you don't want to miss. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Philly, your number one home for Eagles coverage. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy these videos. Subscribe by hitting that red button down below and hit that bell so you don't miss any of the coverage. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so help us get there on that journey. RB back, bringing you the latest from the link, and it's still the Super Bowl hangover, right? We're still trying to get through that, but now it's the offseason. You can take a little step back, take a breath, and get ready for what is to come. It's going to be an action-packed one, draft, free agency, trades, all that stuff. So cannot wait to break it down today. I want to talk about A.J. Brown and the podcast that he went on and some of the big things that he said. I mean, he made a lot of points. We'll highlight some of the biggest ones. And we'll even drop in a funny nugget about Nick Sirianni. I can't believe he said what he did. But we started off here today with a quick piece of news, this coming the other day, that apparently CJ Gardner-Johnson could potentially receive the franchise tag. They're saying he will if he does not reach a contract extension, essentially meaning that he will be here. This comes per Adam Kaplan, per Inside the Birds. And yeah, I mean, essentially CJ Gardner-Johnson is the top target of this team. This is something we talked about the other day in our free agency frenzy video. Yeah, I think you have to do anything anything it takes to get CJ Gardner-Johnson back to this team. He was fantastic, and for what you got him for was an absolute steal. He can be a game changer on this defense going forward. So hopefully they can secure that soon and make sure he is a priority for this team. But before we get into the next thing, aka the A.J. Brown podcast talk, shout out to the sponsor here of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using bonus code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today using bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Pennsylvania only. New customer offer. Bonus bets expire 7 days from issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, man, let's get into it. So, A.J. Brown was on the Raw Room podcast with a couple of his guys. Interesting setup here on the show. And it's good to hear A.J., man, post-Super Bowl. I know he was crushed. And I remember that one interview they did where, you know, he just, I don't know. He just didn't seem, wanting to talk. You know, he was still disgusted. He felt when the Eagles went down in that fourth quarter and when it was sneaking up by the Chiefs that they weren't coming back. But anyway, good to see him in a bright light. And I can't wait to see him come out here and ball out next season again because, man, he was superb. He was superb. And the Eagles have not had a wide receiver like him in a while. But anyway, here's what A.J. Brown had to say about the Jalen Hurts situation. Let's hear.
Listen, I love Philly. And what I'm about to say. You do not pay this man. Just ship me off wherever he finna go.
It's over with.
I'm telling you.
Package deal me with him.
Listen, so you talk about pressure, how we get it done.
How we get it done. How we get it done. That's what I like to hear, man. Hey, look, A.J. Brown is obviously, throwing in some sarcasm here. He's kind of joking around with the guys. But at the end of the day, I do feel like there's a surface scratcher there of truth. Like, yo, pay this man. He has done everything. He has earned everything. You need to get it done. Obviously, we know Jalen and AJ are boys, not only on the field, but off the field, right? They're best friends. And that was one of the reasons why AJ wanted to come to Philadelphia and why Jalen kind of pushed the front office to do it. Ended up being an amazing trade on draft night. But we all remember the little phone video where they're talking back and forth, laughing. I mean, this was a great trade. It's a great duo. And AJ's out here saying, yo, Howie, go get it done. I like this, man. I like this. For once, somebody who's vocal. I mean, he's not sitting here being cocky and being, oh, I'm the face of the franchise. That was one of the things I loved about this Eagles team last year is that it didn't feel like anybody really had an ego. They were all just doing their thing. even the best players like A.J. Brown didn't ever sit up there and say, I need the ball more, I need more touches. And now he's just saying, yo, you got to pay this man. You have to get it done. It has been a huge conversation. And we know that Jalen Hurts, man, he's in line for a big payday. Now, I will say, I agree with AJ that it has to be imminent. You have to get this done soon, and here is why. Because this news came out yesterday per Dov Kleiman on Twitter, but he retweets it from Mike Florio. There's a report going around because Daniel Jones just hired a new agent, and the report says that Daniel Jones's new camp apparently wants to get him $45 million per year. Yes, you heard that correct. $45 million per year for Daniel Jones, for the guy that's won one playoff game, for the guy that before this past season was literally being exiled out of New York, for the guy that was being called a draft bust. That Daniel Jones wants to get $45 million per year. I'm going to say this right now. If he gets 45 or anything close to that, we'll say, you may as well give Jalen Hurts $80 million. I'm not even kidding. $80 million per year. That cannot happen. That will completely throw the market into a chaotic state, similar to how Rudy Gobert in that trade in the NBA threw the entire market into an influx this past offseason when he got traded for 5 first-round picks. That type of move, which would make absolutely no sense, would just mess everything up. And now that there's even a possibility of him getting $35, $40 million, that should target the Eagles. That should alarm Howie Roseman to say, yo, we need to get this done in the next week, because if this was to happen before then, you're in some trouble. And you know, other guys are going to get signed, right? This is going to happen. This is what I said a couple weeks ago, or last week actually, with the timing of it. You know, it's all about timing. So Howie Roseman hopefully is working hard post Super Bowl to try to lock in Jalen Hurts. I think the biggest issue, and kind of what Elliot Shore Parks said here on Twitter, is that, you know, you need to decide how many years and the guarantees on the back end more than the annual value, right? We know Jalen Hurts is going to get $50+ million per year. It's a given at this point, and he's earned it. He's a young stud of a quarterback. He just took the team to the Super Bowl, and he continues to work hard, gets better. We know all that, right? Has all the attributes. But how long will the Eagles commit to Jalen Hurts? You're not giving him a 10-year contract, are you? Like Patrick Mahomes. I would probably say it's in the ballpark of maybe 5 or 6, but we'll have to wait and see. But if they can get those things worked out, you know, Howie Roseman can work the cap. You know, he's a cap wizard, and he can, you know, get into all the little loopholes. Hopefully he figures something out and does it soon before some of these other contracts start to unfold, because you do not want a guy like Daniel Jones especially messing up. Look, Giants, pay him. Please pay him. Pay him that much, please. Just wait till the Eagles play Jalen Hurts. Thank you very much. Anyway, back to the podcast talk. So A.J. Brown, this is a little cool nugget here. He told the Philadelphia Eagles during this past season when they played the Titans, every detail about the Titans' call signals. You know, just giving them a competitive advantage. And it obviously worked. The Eagles blew the brakes off of the Tennessee Titans. It was actually the game that got the GM fired of the Titans, John Robinson, the one that traded A.J. Brown because he wouldn't pay him, which is actually crazy ironic. But, you know, A.J. Brown's here to win, man. He's here to, you know, commit to everything he has. He wants to win a Super Bowl, and he's going to be here for at least 3 more years. And I'm just happy that the Eagles have a number 1 option, a number 1 receiver. I listened to this whole episode. Like I said, there's a lot of good things. You should definitely check it out. But yeah, it's good just hearing, you know, some insight from your top players, hearing from Jalen Hurts, you know, on the podcast a couple months ago with the Kelsey brothers, just hearing these guys talk and how motivated they are, how much they want it. Because during the season, man, you don't really get a lot from them, right? They're locked in, they're focused. So it's good to see them in good spirits and continue. Now, we will end this one on an interesting nugget, a surprise from Nick Sirianni. Here's what A.J. Brown said about what Nick Sirianni did this past year in terms of one of his speeches. He said that Nick Sirianni gave a speech about watching his neighbor pick up her dog's poop. So we went from the flowers and the roots, and now we're talking about poop. Nick Sirianni gave a poop talk to the team. First it was root talk, now it's poop talk. Are you serious? This is what he said, quote, "I'm watching her. The dog goes. She gets the bag out first, scoops it up with 4 fingers, her whole technique. It's in the detail, guys. That's what we got to do." Nick Sirianni actually relayed picking up dog poop in terms of, attention to detail. This guy's incredible. He actually did that to a room of grown men. Now, you might sit there and say, oh, this is crazy. Look, AJ was laughing around. He was kind of joking when he talked about this, but it was true. Nick Sirianni has a creative mind. I will tell you that. At the end of the day, it works, right? You got to the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni did a great part in it. He's going to have to do more this year. Still looking for some coordinators. The Eagles are obviously interviewing and surveying the field. But, man, that's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard something like that. And I don't think A.J. Brown has either. And these guys didn't even believe it. They didn't even believe it. So very, very interesting to hear that. But, yes, it has come to this point where Nick Sirianni is using dog poop to inspire his players. So you take that for what it is. All I know is that the Eagles better clean the crap up in the Super Bowl from the defensive side of the ball and get back there next year. Because, hey, I will sit up there. If they get another Lombardi, I'll sit up there talking about dog poop. I really will. Get the Lombardi. Get back there. Get the squad together. Howie Roseman, you have a lot of work on the plate, but I'm sure he'll come through as always, and I'm excited for this offseason. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Give me yours down below. How do you feel about A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts? When do you think the Eagles will pay Jalen Hurts? What will they pay Jalen Hurts? Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and like always, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.